How are you all? Yeah. Okay. So, last 2-3 classes we are discussing about the number systems, right? In that I have completed already, that is introduction, irrational number, and I have done the exercise this and even this also irrational number, and I have started last class, that is real number and the decimal expansions, right? So in the decimal expansion, two more concepts are there to explain. Okay, before that one, let me recall that one. So that in the last session, what we have learned, that is rational numbers, isn't it? And irrational numbers. Rational numbers and irrational numbers. Yeah. So here, what is the rational number and what is irrational number? And give me the examples of rational and irrational number. Yes, the number that can be represented in the form of P by Q. The number which can be represented in the form of P by Q, that kind of number you can say it as a rational number. The number which can represent in the form of P by Q, in the form of ratio, right? So this is called here, this kind of numbers called it as a irrational numbers. Okay, so here Q is not is equal to 0. Q is not equal to 0. Okay, so what are the examples? I will give you some examples, guys. You need to tell me whether they are rational or irrational numbers. Okay, first example, 3 by 5. Second one, root 25 and 8. Third one, 42. And fourth one, minus 15.3451. Can you tell me, think over this, can you tell me, is there all the numbers are rational or irrational or mixed? Yeah. See, as we know that one, the definition of a rational number is what here? The number which can be represented in the form of P by Q. That is what here? Rational number. Right? You can represent that in the form of ratio. That is what here? Rational number. But you have to make sure that one, the Q is not equal to 0. The Q is not equal to 0. Means what here? That should be more than 1. That should be more than 1. So now this is about the definition of a rational number. I have explained it this one very deep manner in the last class, and even I had given the examples also. Right. So tell me here, how many in this 4, among this 4, how many are the rational, how many are the irrational? Okay. Say first one, 3 by 5, we all know that one, 3 also one integer here, 5 also one integer here. Isn't it? So here these two are integers here, and this is written in the form of P by Q also, and Q is not equal to 0 also. So obviously this one is a rational number. Yes, it is a rational number. It is a rational number. Come to second one, guys. Root 25 by 8. Okay. Last class we learned that one, how to represent numbers which are there in under root on the number line. What we learned in the last class? We learned in the last class how to represent the number which comes under the root. What are the numbers we learned at that time? We learned that one, root 2, root 3, and even root 5 also. Isn't it? We learned this, how to represent them in the number line. And as I told you, these are the irrational numbers. As I told you, these are the irrational numbers. Isn't it? So here, if the number which comes under the root are irrational means, then tell me this one whether it is irrational or rational number here. Tell me whether this one rational or irrational here. This is here rational number. I can say this one, this is the rational number. This is not an irrational number. Why? Because 25 is a perfect square number. Why? Because 25 is a perfect square number. See, you can take this one square root, that is 5. What is this? 5. Then you can write this one 5 by 8. Now it is in the form of P by Q and the Q is not equal to 0, then you can say it is a rational number. Have you understood, guys? So one trick I will give you to keep it in your mind, which numbers comes under the root 2, whether it is a rational or irrational. What is the trick here? See, whenever you get a prime numbers under the root, then those are irrational numbers. Whenever you get a numbers, prime numbers means what here? The number which is divisible by 1 and number itself. What is prime number here? The number which is divisible by 1 and number itself. Those numbers are called here prime number. For example, here root 2 is an irrational number. Root 2 is irrational because it is a prime number. Root 3 is an irrational number. Root 5 is an irrational number. Root 7 is an irrational number. Root 11 is an irrational number. Root 13 is an irrational number, and so on. These all are here what? Prime numbers. These all are here what here? Prime numbers. What is my intention to tell you about the prime numbers means here? Whenever you get the numbers, to find out whether it is a rational or irrational, first you have to concentrate on the number. Focus on the number which is there under root, whether it is a prime number or composite number. Okay, if it is a prime number, definitely that will not be a square root number, perfect square number. So definitely that will be a irrational number. That's what I meant you to tell this one. Okay, so here root 25, you can say, we can take another example like root 16 by 3. Yes, this is also rational number. Can tell me guys, this is a rational number only? No, because 16 is a perfect square number. So 4 by 3. 4 by 3 is a rational number. Isn't it? So this is also here rational number. And tell me what about this 42? 42 is a rational or irrational number? Yeah, 42 is also a rational number. How you say this one? As I told you, if I write 1 in the denominator place, there is no change in the value of a 41 there. In the numerator, I am just going to keep the 41 as it is. Just I have written in the denominator place 1, then there is no change in the value. No, if you take this one 41 only, but you can write this in the form of P by Q also, and you all know that one Q is not equal to 0 here. Q is equal to 1 here. Isn't it? So this is also a here rational number. But if you have like a 81 rational number, because you can write 1 in a denominator place. 60, 67 is also rational number because you can write 1 in the denominator place. So these kind of numbers also you can take it as a rational number, because in the denominator place you can write 1 as the denominator, as we know that 1 that is not equal to, Q is not equal to 0. Because we are writing 1 and there is no change in the value also. Right? Yeah. Then what about this guys? Minus 15.3451. Minus 15.3451. Whether it is rational or irrational. Yeah, same it is like that also. Here also you can take 1 in the denominator place. Again it is also rational number because Q is not equal to 0. Understood? This much you have to keep it in your mind, whether you get a rational and irrational number. How to differentiate rational and irrational number? Rational number means the number which can represent in the form of P by Q. This is the first condition. Second condition is what here? Q should not be equal to 0. Okay. So here, whenever you will get numbers in the ratio, obviously you can say that one is as a rational number. Whenever you are getting the numbers inside the square root, whenever you are getting the numbers inside the square root, you have to concentrate, you have to focus, you have to see the number which is there under root, whether it is a perfect square or not. If it is a perfect square, then you can take out the perfect square from the square root, then you can write that one and you can write this is the rational number. And if it is not a perfect square, then you can think that one that is the irrational number. Isn't it? So irrational number means what here? That is not that cannot be represented in the form of P by Q. Right? So here, how you will find it? The trick is easy method. How you will find out whether this is the rational or irrational whenever you are having the numbers in under the square root means if you have a prime numbers. If you have a prime numbers under the square root, then definitely those are here irrational numbers. If you have a composite number, then that might you get a perfect square number. Like a prime number means what here? Like a 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, isn't it? 23. So these are the prime numbers. Why you say these are the prime numbers, guys? Because they are divisible by only one and number itself. What is the exact mean here? 5. You won't get this 5 in any other table except 1 and 5. Yes or no? You won't get 5 in any other table except 1 and 5. Even take 13. 13, you won't get 13 in any other, any other table, like 1 and number itself. Number itself means what here? 13. 13 ones are 13, 113 are 13. So that kind of number you can say it as a prime number. It means here whenever you get the prime numbers under the root, those are here irrational numbers. That will be a second type of example. Okay. What is the third type of example? If you have a only natural number. If you have a only natural number, that number also you can say it as a rational number by writing in the denominator place 1. By writing 1 in the denominator place. Okay. So why you can say 1 in the denominator place? See, if you write 1 in the denominator place, there is no change in the value. Yes or no? As I explained you some examples here, there is no change in the value. So obviously you can write that in the form of P by Q, and Q is not equal to 0 here. More than 0 only there. Isn't it? So that is also, if you have a only natural number, that is also a rational number. And what kind of third point, third example you get here, like that is like a negative values, integers. Okay. So that is 15.3451. Here also you can write the denominator place 1. So then also this will be a rational number. Understood? So these are the different kinds of examples I can show you to define what is the exact meaning of a rational number here. Don't forget, guys, this one. One is in the P by Q form. Another one is if the numbers it comes in the under root, then you have to think whether it is a perfect square or not. If it is not a perfect square, then that is not a rational number. That is an irrational number. That will go under the irrational number, because you will not get any quotient or you cannot get that one. Those are not terminating values also. Okay, terminating numbers and non-recurring numbers also. Clear? Yeah, this is about the rational number. Then what is irrational number here? Then what is irrational number here? The number which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q. Obvious. The number which cannot express in the form of P by Q. Example, what kind of example I can take here? Root 2. Isn't it? And pi. Yeah. And root 7, root 13. These are the irrational numbers. These and so on. These are the irrational numbers. If I take here under root 25, then this is a rational number, because we can get the perfect square number as I explained to you before now. Are you clear, guys, this much? Examples in the exam, you might get the question like differentiate or find out whether the numbers are rational or irrational numbers. You have to concentrate on this. Okay. Rational numbers means what here? Rational number definition is what here? The number which can express in the form of P. It is not compulsory that the every numbers you get 3 by 4, 4 by 9, 12 by 18, not like that. 81, not like that. You can get only natural numbers also, but you can express whether you can express that one in the form of P by Q or not. Okay, so the number which can express in the form of P by Q, and Q is not equal to 0. Okay, four kind of examples you might get in the rational numbers to identify them. One will be if it is under root, one will be directly they will give you integers. Okay, one will be only they will give you a natural number. You can write in the denominator place 1, and you can place them, you can say them, you can write in the form of P by Q. The same way integer also. Integer means what here? Integer means what here? The number line integer means what here? The number which contains positive, the number which contains natural number, whole number, and a negative value. So on you can say it as a integers. Now don't forget, guys, first class 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this? Natural number including 0, whole number. If you include them minus value, then these are what is this? Integers. Isn't it? First class. Don't forget them. Okay. Should not forget this basic thing. Okay, every time I don't use the, I can't use the values like a -2 is an integer. So 1, 0 and -2 also integer. Why? Because integer means what here? The collection of natural number, whole number and negative values. Natural numbers means what here? The collection of numbers on the number. Whole number means the collection of natural numbers including 0. Understood? I hope it is clear. Rational and irrational numbers. Okay. So next comes here. So this was about our last class. Next comes here, and I have started the real numbers and their decimal expansion, right? Real numbers and their decimal expansion, and I have solved the 3 examples on the board which are there in the textbook also. The same examples I have taken because those are very apt to show you what will be the difference between terminating, non-terminating, if it is a non-terminating and non-recurring also. So that was so apt, examples was there on the textbook, so I had taken the same examples while explanation also. Okay, so here 2 cases were there. One will be the remainder becomes 0. If it is the remainder becomes 0, then that kind of numbers you can set as the terminating numbers. Yes or no? That kind of numbers you can set as the terminating numbers. If remainder is not 0, then those are here non-terminating numbers, non-terminating decimals. Because you are taking here decimals now, you can use the word of decimals also. So here, if you get the 0 in the remainder place, then those numbers are here terminating decimals, terminating numbers. If you are not getting the 0 in the remainder place, never becomes a 0, those are here non-terminating. And another one will come non-terminating, non-terminating recurring. See, I will give you one simple example to understand. Don't break your head to understand terminating, non-terminating, non-recurring, non-recurring, terminating, and don't break your head. Very simple. See, I will give you one example here. If you have one number, just a random example I am taking here. If you have a one number, you will get a 0, but here the decimal is there. Okay, then this kind of numbers you can say it as a terminating decimals, because in the denominator place you get a 0. Understood? Because the denominator place you get a 0. This is terminating. Okay, next comes here. Next here, non-terminating. Non-terminating means what here? The same example I am just writing here. Non-terminating means what here? 3, 2, something. Okay. Here, in the in the remainder place, you will not get a 0. You never get a 0. Something you go on, you will get something, the number series is getting go on. You never get a 0 in the denominator place, remainder place. Okay, so that kind of numbers you can set as, that is non-terminating. Non-terminating. Okay. Third one, terminating over non-terminating. You got to understand now. If you get a 0 in the remainder, those are terminating decimals. Okay, you are learning about the decimals, so you can use the word of a decimal. So if you are not getting 0 in the remainder place, those numbers are here non-terminating. Those numbers are here non-terminating. Okay, so next, non-terminating and recurring. Non-terminating and recurring. What it means here? Non-terminating. The third one is here. Non-terminating, recurring or repeating. You can say any word. Non-terminating and repeating or recurring. What it means here? Non-terminating means what here? You are not getting a 0 in the denominator place. And recurring or repeating means what here? Here you keep on getting same digit. The best example is for that is, what is that? The best example is for the 10 by 3. 10 by 3. Last class I have done this problem, no? 10 by 3, what the answer you will get? 3.33. You can divide and check this one. 3.333. See here. Here, this rational number is This is a rational number, no? Why you say rational number? Because it's in the form of P by Q, no? So this is the rational number here, right? So if it is a rational number, then when you are dividing this one 10 by 3, what you'll get here? 3.333333. Isn't it? See here, you are not getting a 0 in the denominator place. So this is not a terminating. Now it comes under non-terminating. Okay. So this is non-terminating. What is this? Non-terminating. If it is a non-terminating, then non-terminating and repeating. What is happening here? This is repeating or recurring. Repeating or recurring means here the same number you are going to get repeating. The same number, it is repeating here in the quotient place. So it means here this is non-terminating and recurring decimal. Non-terminating and recurring decimal. Okay. Another example I have solved here, 1 by 7. One more example I have solved in the last class. That was 1 by 7. The answer was 1 by 7 is like 0.142857. 0.142857 and so on. What happens here, guys? Here in the denominator place, you are not, sorry, why I am getting again and again denominator? Sorry. Remainder place. In the remainder place, you are not getting the 0. In the remainder place, you are not getting the 0. So it won't enter under the terminating. It will be a non-terminating number. Clear? If it is a non-terminating number, then you can see in the quotient place 1, 4, 2, 3, 8, 5. Now you can say this one non-terminating. Okay, non-terminating. Next, it is non-recurring also. It is the numbers are not repeating here. The numbers are here not repeating. So here this is non-recurring. What is this? Non-recurring also. These are the 3 examples. We can say this one: terminating, non-terminating, recurring or repeating, non-terminating, non-recurring. Understood? Understood the difference here? Clear, guys? I hope it is clear. Okay. Next concept comes here. When you have a decimal numbers. Next concept is here. When you have a decimal numbers, if you are saying the decimal numbers are rational numbers, then you have to represent them in the form of P by Q. Yes or no, guys? Here, when you are saying the decimal numbers are rational numbers, as I explained to you in the previous example, what is that? 0.256 something like. If you take a denominator in the 1, then you can say it as a P by Q form, then you can say it as a rational number. Then how you can convert them in the rational numbers? Let us see one by one. Okay, I'm going to take different examples to make it easier for you to guys to convince. Okay, let us see how it goes. Okay, clear, guys, what I explained till now? See, whenever you have any doubts now, you have to sit with a pencil. You have to sit with a pencil while listening this class. You have to sit with a pencil. Whenever you get any doubt, make a point on a textbook or in your classwork, wherever you need it, wherever you feel comfortable there. Okay, make a point. When we meet, now you can ask that question. Okay, you definitely will get doubts. Okay, because if you are physical in the class means at that same time you can ask me back the question, ma'am, it is how it comes and what will be the meaning of this, that and all. But now you are at home, so you cannot ask that directly. So you just make a point in your textbook only with a pencil wherever you are getting the doubts. Okay, when we meet, you can clarify them. Clear? Yeah. Now I will take examples which are there in your textbook itself. Okay. Show that 3.142678 is a rational number. In other words, express 3.142678 in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers, Q is not equal to 0. So we have here 3.142678 3.14268. 3.14268. You have to write this in the form of rational numbers. Okay. So, how we will write this one, children? We all studied this. If you have a decimal expansion, if you take a 10 power in the denominator place, obviously you can write them in the P by Q form. So, like, how we will write this one? See, I'm going to write 3, 1, 4, 2, 6, 7, 8 divided by, see, some of you guys have a problem with whenever you are writing 10 powers values in the denominator place, you get a confused how many zeros are you need to write. So I will give you some small trick here. What you need to do here, wherever you have this decimal point, no, you take that one as a 1. Wherever you have a decimal point, no, you take that one as a 1. The remaining numbers are there, no? How many numbers are there? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. Done this. This is how you can write them in the form of P by Q. Yeah? See, I will give you one more example here. 4.28. You have to write this one in the P by Q form. How you will write this one, guys? See, 428. Write this one. Take out the decimal, and in the decimal place, you are considering it as a 1. After decimal, how many numbers are there? 1, 2. So 1, 2. Here, where the decimal is there, that you take. After how many numbers are there, count them and write the zeros in front of them. That's it. It's done here. Okay, don't get confused. I'm going to give you one more example, like 12, 3, 4, 5. How will you write this one? 12, 3, 4, 5. After where the decimal point is there, no, take 1 here. After how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. This is the one type of example of writing decimals into P by Q form. This is the one kind of examples writing in the form of P by Q. Okay. Here, these kind of numbers are here. Terminating numbers. Yes or no, guys? These kind of numbers are here. Terminating numbers. After these many steps, you are getting 0 as a reminder. After these many steps, you are getting 0 as a reminder. After these many steps, you are getting a 0 as a reminder. Okay, if you have a terminating number, then directly you can take a 10 raised to power and you can write in the form of P by Q. This is how you have to write the values of decimals expansion to P by Q form if the given number is terminating. What is terminating here? Terminating means what here? In the 0, in the reminder place, you are getting 0 as a reminder. Clear? So, this is how this is one type of a example. See guys, if you want to take this one example, no, you just pause the video and take it. You just pause the video and take it. Clear? So, next one here, one more example I'm going to take here. That is example 2. I can take this one as an example 2. What you need to do here, show that 0.33333. How you will write this one? As I told you, as I explained to you about this in the last period, last class, that is, if you have written one bar on the number, it means here that number is going to repeat. It means here that number is going to repeat. Have you remember or not, guys? See, for example, 0.57 bar. It means here what? 0.57777 like this. 0.4 bar. It means what here? 0.444. On which number the bar is there, no, that number is going to repeat there. Okay, that number is going to repeat. So the here 0.33333 is there. So I just took this one as a 0.3 bar here. Okay, so can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. Let us see how you can do this. See, if it is terminating, if it is not repeating, then you can write like this. Got my point, children? Now, here it is not terminating and non-terminating, and here it is repeating. So, what we'll do? We don't know what is this. We don't know this. What is? So let us take x is equal to 0.333. Okay, I am going to take this one. Consider equation 1. Okay, next multiply 10 both sides. Multiply 10 both sides, we get. So what we get for if you multiply 10 for this, what you get, guys? 10x is equal to 3.333 and so on. Consider this one as a 2. Okay, so what I'm going to convince you guys is here, we are converting numbers into a rational numbers. We are trying to the numbers, different types of numbers to rational numbers. Rational numbers means what here? You have to convert them in the form of P by Q, and Q should not be equal to 0. Okay. First example I have taken. In that example, that number is a terminating number. That number is a terminating decimal. Okay. So that terminating decimal, that is very easy. If you get an answer, then you can remove the decimal point from the number and you can write how many numbers are there after the decimal point. You can write out in the denominator place. That is done. The second type I am giving example, it is here. Here non-terminating number is there and recurring number is there. Means here the number getting same number, it is repeating. So at that time, what you need to do here, you have to write like this, and let us take x is equal to 0.333. That will be a equation 1, multiply 10 both sides. You may ask me, ma'am, why you multiplied with only 10? Why can't you multiply with 100, 1000, 10,000? You may ask me that question. So the best answer, that is the best question to understand this one very clearly. Okay. So why you need to take only 10 to multiply for that? Because after the decimal point, how many numbers are repeating? No. If it is one number repeating, take only 10. If it is two numbers are repeating, take 100. If three numbers are repeating, take 1000. Okay. So, understood? It means here, for example, 1.444. Here, one number is repeating. No, you have to multiply this with 10. You have to multiply this with 10. How you can write this one like this also? Okay. So, for example, 3.42. I am going to draw a bar on 4.2. It means here this 4.2 is repeating. It means here how the answers you are getting here? 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, so on. At that time, how many numbers are repeating here? 2 digits. 2 numbers are repeating here. So you can multiply this with 100. This is how you need to choose a 10 powers, whether if it is one number is repeating 10, if it is 2 numbers are repeating 100, if the 3 numbers are repeating 1000, like this. Clear? Now, come to this one. This is the second one. So next step is subtract equation 1 by 2. Subtract equation 1 by 2. What will get, guys, here? The equation what here? Equation 1 by 2. So equation 2 is 10x. I am just writing below this only because that is very easy to understand you guys. So x is equal to 0.333. Okay. Understood? Now 10x minus x is what, guys, here? That is 9x. What will be the answer here? 3 minus 0 is 3. Here 0, 0, 0, 0 and so on. 0, 0, 0 and so on. So what we get here? 9x is equal to 3. So x is equal to what here? 3 by 9. So x is equal to what here? 1 by 3. It means here 3 ones are 3 3s are. So this is how you can write in the form of 1 by 3, as we know that one. Isn't it? So x is equal to 1 by 2. See, this one you can write the form of P by Q, it is, that is 1 by 3. Yes, have you understood this one? Yes, guys? Huh? Yeah, this is how you need to do this. Okay, so you may ask me, ma'am, you got the 1 by 3 answer, no? Let us see. Let us verify whether we get this answer or not. Let us verify 1 by 3. As we are saying that one, 0.3333 fraction form is P by Q form is rational form is 1 by 3. If I am writing 1 by 3, that make sure that after dividing that 1 by 3, 1 to from 3, then you must get 0.333 only, no? Then only our answer is right, otherwise it will be wrong. So let us verify. Come on. So let us verify here. So 1 by 3, how you will divide this, guys? So 1 and 3. So here 1 is less than 3, so it is not divisible by. So we are taking decimal point here, it will become 10. So now 10 is greater than 3. So now you can divide 10, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12. So 12 is greater than 9, so you cannot take that one. So I have to come for 10, 3 3s are. So 3 3s are 9. What is the remainder here? 1. Again 0. 3 3s are 9. Again remainder 1. Again take a 0. Again 3. 3 3s are 9. So this is keep on going here and you are going to get 3 3 3 3 only, and this is non-terminating and non-terminating and recurring. This is not a non-recurring because recurring it is, because 3 3 3 only we are getting now. So this is the correct answer now here. The 0.33333 is equal to 0.3 bar. You can write in the form of 1 by 3. Understood, guys? Here, let me explain you one more time. Very simple. Okay. Whenever you are getting the numbers like repeating numbers, recurring numbers or non-recurring numbers, what you need to do here? How many numbers are recurring? That type, that 10 raised to power we have to take to multiply them. Enough. You have to keep that one. One number is repeating, you are multiplying that with a 10. Two numbers are repeating, you are multiplying with the 100. Okay. So last, when you get the answer, you have to verify whether your answer is right. To understand that one, you can just divide them, you will get this value. Clear? Okay. You can take one screenshot. It is there in the textbook, but they have not written like this, because I have written like this so that it will help you to understand very easily. Okay. So you can take this one. You just pause the video and you can take this. Okay. Yeah. Next here. Example 8 is there, children. Example 8 is there. Okay, that you do it yourself. Okay, one more example is there in the exercise part that I will do that I will explain now. So this example 8, you try it yourself and take it as a homework, and this one you take it as a homework. Okay, yeah. Here see, two numbers are repeating here, 2 and 7. The bar is on the number of 2 and 7, so they are multiplying this number with the 100 here. Understood? So you just take this one as a homework, your homework. That's it. Clear? And next one is here, third one. This is the second kind of example here. So what will be the conclusion here? The decimal expansion of an irrational number is non-terminating, non-recurring. The decimal expansion of an irrational number is non-terminating and non-recurring. Moreover, a number whose decimal expansion is non-terminating, non-recurring is irrational numbers. Terminate agodilla, numbers repeat agodilla. Okay, with just reminder 0 sigodilla. Okay, non-terminating, non-recurring, non-repeating also. Repeat agodilla, terminate agodilla. Clear? So that kind of numbers you can say it as a irrational numbers. Then a decimal expansion of a rational number is either terminating or non-terminating recurring. Moreover, a number whose decimal expansion is terminating or non-terminating recurring is a rational. Terminating and recurring. Terminating irutte, non-recurring irutte. Terminate aagta iridru recurring aagbiಟ್ಟು ಅದು terminate ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So that kind of number you can say it as a rational numbers. Okay. Another one more type is there. Find the rational numbers between ratios are there. Okay, the same example you are there in the exercise part also. Let's just try that one in the exercise part. Okay, so last class I think that I have started the exercise and I have solved 3 problems on the board and I had given 3 examples problems as a homework, right? As I remember. Is it true, guys? Okay, so today we'll start with the second problem. Today we'll start with a second problem. Okay, yeah. What is the second problem here? Very simple and very easy it is. Okay, what you need to do here, you know that 1/7 exercise 1.3. Exercise what here? 1.3. Here it is a second one. You know that the value of 1/7, it is there in the text. While the example it is there, guys. Okay, 1/7 is equal to 0.142857. I'm going to draw a line on the numbers which comes under this number, line 142857. It means here these numbers are going to repeat here. It means here after this 7, again you get 142857, 142857, 142857. It means here this is non-terminating and recurring number, recurring decimals. Okay. So what you need to do here? Can you predict what is the decimal expansion of 2/7, 3/7, 4/7, 5/7, 6/7, or without actually doing the long division? If so, how? Okay. See, their question is you should not do a division how you done for 1/7. Without doing a division, can you say the answer of 2/7, 3/7, 4/7, 5/7? They're asking here. Okay. Think, guys. Think and tell me how we will do this one. Just I'm going to take the decimal expansion of 2/7. I'm just going to take here decimal expansion of 2/7. Can you anyone tell me how you can write the answer of decimal expansion of 2/7 without doing a long division method? How you done for a 1/7? Yeah, how will do this one? This is very simple. I'm just going to write 2 into 1/7. That's it. 2 into 1/7. As we know, the value of 1/7 here, that is 0.142857. Now you just multiply this and this. You'll get the answer of 2/7 here. Yes or no? There is no difference of writing 2 into 1/7. Because when you multiply these two, you will get a 2/7 only, no? In the place of 1/7, instead of writing 1/7, the value I'm writing here 0.142857. I'm going to multiply this with a 2. You will get the answer. 2 sevens are 14 and 2 fives are 10. 10 plus 1 is 11 and 1 is carry over. 2 eights are 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. Isn't it? 2 twos are 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay. Next, 2 fours are 8, 2 twos are 1, 2 zeros are 0. This is the value of 2/7, 285714. What is this? 285714. This is the value of 2/7. This is how you can find the value of 2/7 without doing a long division method. Yes. So now you can solve the value of, now you understood, no children, how to do this one? Yeah. So they are only given the value of 1/7 there. Now you do the 3/7. So how will do this, guys? 3 into, right? 1/7. So 1/7 value is 0.142857. Yeah, multiply this one. Multiply this. After multiplication, you will get the value 428571. 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1. Don't expect me to do the division on the board, guys. You are in a 9th standard, right? So you guys all know that one, how to multiply. Okay, you all know the tables also. This is just a 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 table. Okay, not more also. You do it yourself. Okay, this is how you need to solve this second problem. Anyhow, I will give you in the PDF, but this is very easy. You can do it yourself also. Clear? Yeah. Now, go to third main. I hope it is clear. Very simple was it is. Okay, guys. We'll do one thing. I hope it is cleared. And third main also, which I explained, P by Q expression form, that is also there. The third main, that is also easy. Okay. So the remaining thing we'll see in the next class. Whatever the points I've explained here, you have to follow them. If it is not, if you are not convinced, then you can watch that video again and again. If you have any doubts, take a pencil, make a note, okay, write it one side, and whenever we meet that, you can ask the questions and do today's work today itself. Okay, don't drag that for a next day or the next day. Okay, so do the work at the same day itself. That will help you to study well. Clear? So the points which I explained today, I think that I have convinced you good and very well. The remaining thing we'll see in the next class. Clear? Yeah. Take care, guys.